Good morning, comrades, and welcome to day 9 of the Pikmin 2 No Death Run. I'm Multi-Game Master 1 reporting in, and today we're going to travel back into the Awakening Wood one last time to explore one final cave in the region. Let's get down there and do this thing. Now there is one thing to explain real quick. You may have seen that the Awakening Wood was marked with a new status, above ground, and that was marked with 2 numbers, 7 out of 7. That basically means that outside in places like the Awakening Wood, you can only find at least 7 pieces of treasure. When you find those 7 pieces, the treasure gauge powers down, and therefore you're just left with the caves to explore. When you complete the caves, you'll have therefore completed the whole entire area 100%. Now I have a plan as to how I'm going to tackle this day. Number 1, I'm going to restore the Pikmin's maturity, at least for the leaf Pikmin, so that way they'll be more healthy as we explore more parts of the planet in future days of adventure to come. Number 2, I'm going to try to propagate more species of Pikmin as best as I can, because you can never have too many Pikmin. And number 3, I'm going to do the very best I can to gather as many red and purple berries as possible, and therefore get some more of the ultra bitter spray and ultra spicy spray. That way we'll be better prepared in exploring the final cave within the Awakening Wood, which I do believe is the Snagret Hole if I'm not mistaken. And instead of just having you guys watch me go through this long, lengthy process, we're just going to speed things right along, and the plan is pretty much the same as before. When the sun starts going down, we'll start exploring the new cave. So with all of that said, I'm going to make a cut here, and I'll see you guys again at sunset. Alright guys, given the sound of that bell, do you know what time it is? That's right, it's time for us to explore the final cave in the Awakening Wood, the Snagret Hole. Let's make our way over there. Also real quick, you'll see that I've gathered 16 yellow Pikmin, 30 blue Pikmin, 15 white Pikmin, and 15 purple Pikmin. It doesn't add up to 100 Pikmin exactly, but trust me, it's all part of the plan. Now real quick, let me go ahead and give these guys a boost with the Ultra Spicy Spray, for one thing that I completely forgot to take care of from yesterday, and that's tear down this bramble gate so that we can reveal the entrance to the Snagret Hole. Within a short amount of time, the Pikmin should be able to tear down the gate, and therefore we'll have enough time in order to explore the Snagret Hole. Pikmin are just about done. 5 seconds left on the clock. Come on Pikmin, I know you can do it. There we go, nicely done. And now without further ado, Snagret Hole, here we come. Hazards to avoid, water, electricity, and poison. Onwards to adventure, for victory, glory, and treasure. Also, it's more than likely that I'll be splitting this day into at least 2 parts, so that way I can cover the Snagret Hole in a reasonable amount of time in 2 parts. Sub-level 1, let's see what we have down here. We're inside an actual tree. This is amazing. I wonder why they call this place the Snagret Hole, by the way. There's gotta be a reason behind it. Starting things off with sheer grubs that are already going against the Pikmin. I think we should go ahead and regroup at this point, while the other Pikmin carry the spoils back. So let's split our group here. Almar, you can take the white Pikmin, and Louie, you can take care of the rest of the Pikmin. Now let's make our way through this path over here for a treasure that we can get at. It's located right over here, a down feather. It's unknown as to where and what creature the feather comes from, but if I had to make a theory, I'd say it would come from that of a seagull. That's just my theory on it though. Orange Bulborb over here. Creature stun. Let's go ahead and finish it off. Nicely done, Pikmin. A flawless victory. Of course, this is just the beginning of our exploration. We've still got a lot more to do. The feathers made it back to the ship. Let's see how much it's worth. 10 Pokos. Name is Leviathan Feather. Well, apparently that was a worthless piece of treasure. But you know what they say, every little bit helps. Now we'll carry these spoils back, the orange Bulborb and the treasure. Looking at this treasure, it reminds me of a cat's eye marble. I haven't really seen one in real life, nor have I owned one, but it does look pretty cool. Speaking of cats, I myself don't own a cat, sadly, I did own a dog, but never a cat, but maybe some point in the future I will own a cat. 120 Pokos, name is Crystallized Telekinesis. That's a rather fascinating name for a treasure. Imagine how cool it would be if we all actually possessed the power to telekinesis. We would be able to move and control things around with our minds. Almost like Silver the Hedgehog in Sonic 06. Of course, we're not going to get more into that because this is Pikmin, not Sonic the Hedgehog. Alright, let's move on down to the next level. Notice the design on this part of the cave, by the way. It looks like an actual birdhouse. It is possible that birds may have resided here a long time ago. Snagret Hole, sub-level 2. Let's see where this takes us. Outdoors? That's, strange. But who cares? It's a big open field, so now we can move freely. Except there are borders in the way. Well, that's okay. We need to move in set paths anyway. Also, I don't understand how it is that the setting of the day goes from sunset to a bright and early noon, to say the least. But I really shouldn't question it. It's Nintendo logic. Okay, now real quick, let me split the group apart. Two paths in which we can go through. There's an egg over there. I may as well go ahead and have a look and get past these enemies along the way. Let's see what's inside the egg. Don't you dare get closer to me. Just some nectar. Okay, we'll just make our way back for now and ignore these enemies. Then we'll regroup, get our squad back together, and keep moving forward. And already, I see the first piece of treasure dead ahead of us. Any enemies on the way? That's Shearwig right there. Sheargrubs and Shearwigs are everywhere, aren't they? Check out the size of this bucket and shovel, by the way. It's huge. Nicely done, Pikmin. Ah, here are our treasures. But before we get at them, let's clear the area of all the enemies. It's better to be safe than sorry anyway. Not so fast. Well done, Pikmin. Okay, any more enemies to clear out around here? Just making absolutely sure that we take out every single enemy as the Pikmin carry the treasure back. Here's an egg over here. Let's see what's in it. Just some more nectar. We'll just leave it be. And I think I may as well go ahead and kill this enemy right here as well. But first we need to lure it. Oh, well, that was clever. You forced the Pikmin to lose his maturity. Well done. Now you die for that, you stupid pest. There. Any other enemies? No? Okay. In that case, we'll go ahead and restore the one Pikmin's maturity with this nectar over here. It's a good thing we found some from that egg. And now we'll start carrying the treasure back, along with a few spoils, as much as we can anyway. We'll go ahead and start with this over here. Looking closely at this treasure, it reminds me of the treasure that we picked up in the Awakening Wood. Except this one is much more bigger. An even bigger strawberry. A treasure like this has to have a different name, and we will soon find out what it is. Okay, this path is clear, so we can carry this back as well. And real quick, I want to try something. We'll split the group here for now, and we'll have Olimar make his way to the exit. And then as soon as we do that, we'll have Louie reunite the rest of the group, as soon as work is taken care of around here. Alright, Pikmin, come along. I'm really hoping that things go well throughout the Snagret Hole. Treasure's made it back. 190 Pokos. Name is Combustion Berry. That makes sense. It is a bigger strawberry after all. Okay, now as soon as the Pikmin carry the rest of the treasure back, along with the spoils, we will be good to go in exploring the next level. Looking at that treasure over there, the first time I played this game, funny story, I accidentally mistook it for sushi, but it turns out that it's actually an onigiri, or a Japanese rice ball, if you will. It must be pretty tasty. I don't know if I've tried actual Japanese food in real life before, but it would be really cool to try some. 40 Poco's name is Taste Sensation. Okay, this floor is clear. Now let me try something. This should be able to work. Okay, it does work. So it doesn't matter what leader the Pikmin are following, as long as you proceed to the exit while having your Pikmin together, they'll always follow you to the next level. Sub-level 3. Seems rather peaceful down here, with all of the plants. Or is it? There's bound to be danger here. Okay, now let's go ahead and split the group. Olimar, you take the purple Pikmin, and Louie, you take the rest of the Pikmin. Let's see, anything we have down here? There's a swooping snitch bug over there. Let me see if I can kill that beast first. I need to get its attention. There we go. Now we go ahead and kill it. Go get him, Pikmin. Okay, that's taken care of. Now we have the rest of the cave to explore. I'm sensing some danger here. Pikmin, boost up. Burrowing Snagret, I see you right there. That was super close. Burrowing Snagret, where are you? Getting your head stuck in the ground again? That's weak for you. Nicely done, purple Pikmin. I just knew that there was a specific reason as to why they call this place the Snagret Hole. This is the exact reason. There are numerous amounts of Snagrets to be found in this hole. I tell you guys, the sooner we get out of here, the better. Now let's go ahead and deal with these gates. See what's behind each of them. Over here we have an egg. Let's see what's in it. Some nectar. It will be useful as we make use of the candy pop buds over there. Let's see what's behind this gate. Oh, it's a violet candy pop bud. Looks like we can get more white and purple Pikmin down here. How fortunate for us. Okay, we'll go ahead and switch. And I think I'll toss my blue Pikmin inside the candy pop bud. 5 Pikmin. And I'll do the same for the ivory candy pop bud as well. Alright, there we go. Real quick, I think I'll go ahead and gather the rest of the group together and make sure that the Pikmin get their fill of nectar. So that way they're good and healthy. I know I still haven't found the treasure yet, but we're gonna get to it. Alright. Purple and white Pikmin, if you could please come forward. Thank you. Alright, Pikmin, there's some nectar for you. Open up. Or at least get your fill of it. Okay, are you guys good? Looks like you're all satisfied. Great. Now let's move right along. Same plan as before. Olimar, take the purple Pikmin, and Louie, take the rest of the Pikmin. I think there's still some danger to be found down here, by the way. Maybe if we have a look at this side over here, we might be able to find something. Oh, Burrowing Snagret again! Get out of there, Pikmin. What are you looking at, Mr. Snagret? Come out with your beak up. Well, that was easy. Too easy, if you ask me. Get wrecked, Burrowing Snagret. You and your brother. Alright. Now that things are clear around here, we can actually carry the spoils back. This treasure's made it aboard. Funny thing about this treasure, when I first saw it as I played through this game, I mistook it for a baguette, but it turns out to be a barbecued sausage. And this treasure is worth 40 Pocos, and it's named Meat Satchel. It's funny how we can mistake treasure for different objects, isn't it? Okay, now before we get a move on, there are a couple more gates that we can destroy in order to see what's behind them. 2 of them should have some eggs, and 1 should have the exit. This egg has some nectar. Here's another egg over here. We'll tear down this gate and soon be able to access the contents inside it. Just some more nectar. Which means the exit should be over here, and it is. So far we faced 2 burrowing Snagrets in the Snagret Hole, but there could be some more dead ahead of us. We'll just have to wait and see what happens, and so far I've been lucky in taking out those beasts. But that could change from here on out. Okay, on to the next floor. Snagret Hole, sub-level 4. Oh great, it's one of those valley-like caves. I hate places like this, because sometimes you can accidentally toss your Pikmin off and never see them again, and you don't even mean to do that on purpose. To be honest, it has happened to me before, and I've learned from my mistakes. Dead end right here. An egg with some nectar. Another dead end. Some more nectar. Nectar could be useful, just in case. Okay, let's see what we have around here. Sources of electricity. Gotta be really careful around those. Which way should we go first? Well, first thing we should do is take down this. Yellow Pikmin? Hop to it. Okay, nicely done. That looks like a brand new enemy right there, and it is, but I'll have to worry about it in just a moment because there's another source of danger over there. Trying to be very cautious about this. It's always good to just fall back and rethink your strategy in case you think something is not really going well. Oh, I probably shouldn't be killing this new enemy yet. And the armored cannon beetle larva just killed it for me. I meant to explain this earlier, but this creature is known as a watery bullhog. It is different from the fiery bullhog because it doesn't shoot out a jet of fire, it instead shoots out a jet of water. And as you've seen, some of the Pikmin don't like the water, so be sure to stay clear of the jet of water if you can. Now I guess I'll go ahead and kill this guy as soon as he gets away from the electricity. He's just not making this easy for me now, is he? I suppose I can just toss the... How the heck did he... Wait, I didn't even attack it. Sorry guys, I was a little confused with the watery bullhog. I thought I damaged him first. Okay, just waiting for the right opportunity. Gotta get him away from the electricity. I swear, this guy is gonna hold me up. Okay, Pikmin, go to it. Nicely done. I was wondering where that one Pikmin went. Okay. Being very careful about this. Can't hurt to be extra precautious. We may as well go ahead and carry a few of these spoils back. Starting with this cherry. And also these enemy bugs as well. And another cat's eye marble, which appears to be quite different. If I'm not mistaken, we should have one more piece of treasure to find. But for right now, 20 Pokos. Name is Cupid's Grenade. How exactly is a cherry considered to be Cupid's Grenade? I don't understand that. By the way, I'm pretty sure you guys know this, but Cupid is actually the Greek deity of love, in case you were wondering. Next treasure's made it back. Let's see what this is. 120 Pokos. Name is Crystallized Telepathy. Another fascinating name for a treasure. Okay, the last piece of treasure, it's gotta be around here somewhere. And I can already sense the treasure gauge going off. Well, looks like we found the last source of treasure, and it's coming from that armor cannon beetle larva in the dark. Go at it, Pikmin. Oh, that was good. That was good. Orange bowboard. Don't you even think about it. Nicely done, Pikmin. Now we'll go ahead and carry the rest of the spoils back. At least as much as we can. Okay, very good, Pikmin. Ah, this treasure. Let's see what it is. 150 Pokos. Name is Heavy Duty Magnetizer. It does look like an actual magnet, especially when it's marked N and S, that stands for North and South. And in actuality, this is an actual horseshoe magnet. Alright, we've gotten all of the treasure here, so now we can proceed to the exit, and I can already see it dead ahead of us. Is this another watery bullhog, by the way? I think it might be. I need to get it away from the other Bulborbs, so that I can demonstrate it some more. I'll go ahead and kill the rest of these guys as well, just to be safe. Wait, I'm missing a Pikmin. Pikmin? Pikmin? Where'd he go? Oh, he's back over at the start. What are you doing here, little guy? There's no reason for you to feel all alone. Or even linger back from the rest of the group. Come on. Okay, now watch what happens when the wrong Pikmin fall victim to its water jet. And by wrong Pikmin, I mean Pikmin that are not blue. As you can see, it gets coated in water, and the yellow, purple, white, and red Pikmin, if you brought them down here, don't like the water, as you can see. I'll go ahead and skip this. And now that that demonstration is over, I'm gonna kill this guy, because he had no right to coat my Pikmin in water. Absolutely no right. Real quick, guys, I have a phone call. I'll be right back in just a moment. Alright, guys, I'm back yet again. Sorry about that. I had a phone call. But now the situation is taken care of, so we can move on to the next level. And don't worry, guys. I've pretty much stopped at where I was before, so there won't be any deviations in the gameplay whatsoever. You can trust me on that. Snagret Hole, sub-level 5. This is looking very dangerous. Who knows what could be down here? And yet for some reason the treasure gauge is malfunctioning. The source for it has got to be around here somewhere. Let's have a look around and see what we can find. I think I can already see the source over there. A brand new bug, perhaps? That does appear to be a brand new bug. This is an antenna beetle. Not only does it use its sound waves to malfunction the treasure gauge, but watch what happens when Pikmin fall victim to its sound waves. As you can see, when the Pikmin get caught in the sound waves, you will lose control of the Pikmin, and the Pikmin will just follow the antenna beetle around. To get your Pikmin back, you can just simply launch your Pikmin on top of it, so that way they can defeat it. And when the antenna beetle is defeated, you get your Pikmin back. You'll also regain control of your Pikmin whenever it leaps away from the field. Okay, now with that said, we have more parts of the area to explore to find some treasure. Let's get to it. Is that another Bulborb? I'm not even gonna worry about it. A good look at this treasure suggests that this looks like an actual pea whistle used by coaches. Ah yes, many times in life in which pea whistles were used by coaches in order to help them bark orders to their students. This has happened to me before, in middle school and high school. 75 Pokos, name is Emperor Whistle. It'd be funny if we could name one of our coaches Emperor. Okay, where to go for the next piece of treasure? There's just so many places to go. Also, I'm keeping an eye out for enemy ambushes. There could be more of them down here. Like at that instant. Hello, Mr. Bobort. You're going to die. We have an egg over here. Let's see what's in it. There's another Bobort right there. And that egg just had some nectar. Where is this treasure? Keeping a close eye on it. It's not over here. Oh look, there's another egg. And a Bobort, once again. I see you right there. And that Bobort had some treasure. Great. We can go ahead and carry this back. And then as soon as we take care of things here, we'll get a move on. At this point, it may be best for me to escort the Pikmin to safety, so that way they don't get devoured by enemy bugs along the way. And this way we can reassure ourselves that no enemy will munch on the Pikmin whatsoever, or have other means of killing it. Treasure's made it back. Another cat's eye marble, by the way. 120 Pokos. Name is Crystallized Clairvoyance. Another fascinating name for treasure like that. Okay, now with that, we can proceed to the exit, which is located right over there. So far, we're doing really well at this point, and I'm hoping that this can keep up. On to the next level. Downwards we go. We still have more of the Snagret Hole to explore, and possibly more Snagrets to find.